I'm Monta Briant. Welcome to Module 8 of the Baby Sign Language Basics online learning series. Today we're going to be learning signs for family members, and we're also going to be learning a little bit about name signs and how they pertain to deaf culture. Family members are the most important part of baby's world, and some variation of mama or dada are usually one of baby's very first words. If your baby has siblings, some variation of their name will usually come soon after. When my son was a baby, he used to call himself Ee for Aiden, and he called his sister Yaya, meaning Serena. It's kind of funny how sometimes those names tend to stick, because I still call my kids Ee and Yaya sometimes. As your baby gets older, they'll begin to notice when other family members aren't around, and this can make them anxious. If they know a few family signs, they can ask, "Where's Daddy?" when Daddy's at work, or "Where's Sister?" when Sister's at preschool. Babies also love to be able to comment on what other family members or even pets are doing. I remember sometimes when I'd be upstairs with my son feeding or changing him, he'd hear his sister talking to her daddy downstairs, and he'd sign, "Sister, sister." Or he might hear the dog barking outside, and he'd sign, "Dog," for our dog, Sasha. When my daughter was a baby, she loved to use her signs to talk about what everybody was doing. We'd be sitting at the dining room table, for example, and she'd point to Mommy's plate and sign, "Mommy eat," and point to Daddy's plate and sign, "Daddy eat." She used to use a lot of signs at mealtime, as a matter of fact, which was a really great way for her to get positive attention at mealtime, when a lot of kids would probably be throwing their food around and making obnoxious noises. Of course, we'd see her doing this and we'd say, "Yay! We have the smartest baby in the whole world," which was really great to reinforce her to do it more. This week's family signs are Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, Grandpa, Baby, Sister, or you can simplify sister to this, Sister, Brother, or you can just simplify brother to be like this, Brother, Uncle. This is a U for uncle in American Sign Language, Uncle. Aunt. This is an A for aunt. A in the American Sign Language alphabet. Aunt. Cousin. You make a C and you shake it just off to the side of your head. Cousin. Boy. It's like you're grabbing the brim of a baseball cap. Boy. Girl. This is like the ribbon of a bonnet. Girl. Friend. Your four fingers link one way and then the other. Friend. Babysitter. Sign keep by stacking two K hands, one on the other, and then you make a circle like this. This changes the meaning to care, and you can use this for any kind of caregiver. Another thing I'd like to talk about today are name signs and how they relate to deaf culture. A lot of parents in my classes tell me that they have two grandparents who help to care for their baby, or maybe they even have two dogs, and they would like their baby to have a way to make a difference when referring to them. According to deaf culture, name signs can only be given by a deaf person. A hearing person may receive a name sign, but it's generally an honor bestowed upon them by a deaf friend or family member, someone who knows them well enough to come up with an appropriate name sign. You might be wondering, what's the big deal? Why can't anyone just make up their own name sign? I like to use the following example. Let's say you're an early American settler on the Great Plains, and you make friends with a Native American tribe whose chief gives you an honorary Indian name. This would be a great honor bestowed upon you. As you can imagine, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to go to the chief one day and say, "I think I've decided to call myself Running Deer." Not only would that be perceived as ridiculous, but it'd probably get you in a whole lot of trouble. The honorary Indian name would have to be given to you by a member of Native American culture in the same way that a name sign would have to be given to you by a member of deaf culture. A deaf name sign usually incorporates some personality or physical trait of the person it represents, and may also include a first initial of the person's name. If you're not fortunate enough to have a deaf friend or family member to bestow a name sign upon you or your baby, there are a couple of options you can use to make distinctions between family members and pets. If, like most people, you have more than one grandma that spends a lot of time with your baby, you could use the first initial of each grandmother's name paired with the sign for grandma. For example, let's say you have Grandma Lucy and Grandma Catherine. You could use The L for Grandma Lucy, sign to near your heart, and then the grandma sign. And for Grandma Catherine, sign the sign for K near your heart, and then do the grandma sign. This is the same as referring to somebody by their initials, like Aunt B or JD. If you have 2 dogs at home, the easiest thing is just to refer to them by color or size. For example, you could say the black dog and the white dog, or the little dog and the big dog to tell them apart. To teach your baby family signs, simply use family signs naturally as you refer to family members throughout the day. Or you can look at photo albums with your baby, like this. Oh, there's your grandma with your sister. And oh, that's Grandpa teaching you how to play guitar. What else do we have? Oh, there's your cousins Ruby and your cousin Rachel. And there's your sister. You can also try putting some photos near the changing table or the feeding area, places that you visit a lot. That gives your baby something to focus on while they're having a diaper change and makes them less wiggly, and also lets them tend to be a little less fussy during mealtime. You can just point to the pictures and say, who's that? That's your Uncle Mike. Who's that? That's your sister. You can also make up little games to play with your baby using family signs. For example, you could play a game of hide and seek. You could have maybe Daddy and Grandma go and hide in the house, and then you can say, where's Daddy? Or where's Grandma? And go look for them. We used to do this with my daughter, and we'd look in all kinds of crazy places for Daddy, like in little drawers and under the rug, and the suspense would get more and more intense, and then he'd jump out and say, boo! And my daughter really loved that game. Don't be discouraged when your baby doesn't refer to you as Mommy and Daddy. When you're there, your baby's more likely to just go, when they want you. They'll use the signs Mommy and Daddy to ask about you when you're not there, or to tell somebody about you. When you're playing with toys with your baby, you can also try using a few animal signs. For example, I have a little kitty here. Kitty. And this, of course, is a mommy kitty. And what does she have here? She has her baby kitties, or kittens. And what are they doing? This is a good one to sign to babies. They're having their milk. Kitty's having milk. Or we have the kangaroo. Kangaroo. And there's the mommy kangaroo and the baby kangaroo. So that's a fun thing to do. You can play with little people with your baby or little animals. I like this little bunny family house. We've got the mommy bunny, and this one is the daddy bunny, and we've got the tiny baby bunny. I searched high and low to find toys I could use with family signs for my classes, and I was really excited to find these. We've got the abuelita, or grandma, and abuelito, or grandpa. These are great. You can find these at babyabuelita.com. And you can also play with baby dolls, of course. And you can sign baby while you rock the baby in your arms. Baby, look at the baby. That's a baby like you. Baby. Now it's time for our book recommendation of the day. One book that I really love that uses a lot of family signs is Bear's Busy Family. This book is written by Stella Blackstone and illustrated by Debbie Harder, and it's published by Barefoot Books. Let's read a couple of pages. Smell the bread my grandma bakes. Touch the bowls my grandpa makes. Taste the fish my uncle brings. Hear the songs my auntie sings. Now it's time to learn a song. This time we're going to sing Going to the Zoo, which is about going to the zoo with Grandma and Grandpa. You can find this song on the Songs for Little Hands music CD and activity guide that I created with my sister, award-winning songwriter Susan Z. The CD comes with a little activity guide that shows the lyrics and pictures of the signs so you can easily learn the songs with your baby. It's Grandma and Grandpa's day to take me out. We're going to the zoo where the monkey likes to shout. I like to see an elephant raise her trunk up high. I like to see a tall giraffe as we go strolling by. I used to be scared whenever I would hear the tigers roar, but now I know they were saying hello and I'm not scared anymore. No, I'm not scared anymore. It's Grandma and Grandpa's day to take me out. We're going to the zoo where the monkey likes to shout. This week, try to include some family signs during your normal family interactions, while playing with toys, or looking at family photos with your baby. You can just imagine how excited Grandma's gonna be when your baby learns to sign Grandma. This concludes Lesson 8 of the Baby Sign Language Basics online learning series. Thanks for watching.